Champions League Semi-Finals kick off Tuesday afternoon with PSG taking on RB Leipzig. First of all, what a shock that was, right? I mean, I think we all would have assumed PSG probably would have reached it, to be honest. As soon as the draw took place, I thought, okay, well, this is pretty much rigged for PSG to go to the final. But Leipzig beating Atletico was not something I expected, but it is a matchup that I now look forward to seeing PSG taking on Leipzig in the semis. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Really, I don't even have a whole lot to break down here, right? Like, I probably, if I had done a breakdown of Madrid versus Leipzig, I'm not going to lie to you, I would have said, yeah, of course Atletico are going to get through. How aren't they? But Leipzig have that resolve. And I think the whole time everybody was kind of thinking, Atalanta might be that team, that Leicester underdog story. And now it's looking like it's Leipzig. And on the other end of the bracket, there's Lyon, and I'll get to that in a different video. But for this one, let's preview this semifinal. Guys, PSG have reached the final, right? Like, if that wasn't the first thing you thought when you saw Leipzig knock out Atletico, then you must be a really big Leipzig supporter. Because, I mean, I just looked at that game and immediately thought, all right, congrats PSG. From the draw, I thought, okay, well, they're making the final. And then I was, listening to some stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe Atletico can get through, right? Especially if it's only one round knockout games. Atletico Madrid have the style to just park the bus, but they're out. And Leipzig aren't trying to park the bus. And I thought, okay, well, Leipzig without Timo Werner is going to be a problem, right? For them, not for other teams. For everybody else, like, thank God. This guy just got them, 40-something goals this season, and now he's out? Seems to me like it was going to be, I don't want to say a slaughter, because it's not like Atletico Madrid really light people up. But at the very least, I would have thought, all right, well, they're going to get through, and then you're going to get PSG, all-out offense versus Atletico all-out defense, and then offense wins games, defense wins championships. But now this game, PSG versus Leipzig, you're going to have two very attacking sides. And when you have two attacking sides, if you're facing PSG, unless you can contain their offense, you're going to have a really tough time. And, I think I'll make a preview of the final should they get there. But for this one, I have to say advantage goes to PSG, right? I think all of you are with me in saying that. Just looking at some matchups, Upamecano did outstanding against Atletico Madrid. He's making me think, okay, listen, why are any clubs valuing any other center back in the world except for him? If you've got 60 to 70 mil to spend on a center back, which not every club does, but that's a dynasty player, right? You could have him for 15 years if you play your cards right, and he looks right now like he's a veteran, right? He's playing that good, but he still has that youth, the power, the strength, the passing. Will that be enough to stop PSG's fire-blazing offense? I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, you got Neymar and Mbappe going back in full swing. Di Maria was suspended for the quarter, but he'll be back now. I would imagine that Icardi is going to be there too. Like, what are you going to play, 4-4-2 with those guys as your front four? It's going to be very, very hard for Leipzig to contain that, especially with the way they play. I know they like to press high. I just don't know if they will have, I'm not going to question the resolve, but just the overall quality of the team. But then again, this is a surprising year, right? I wouldn't have thought that Leipzig would make it this far. If they take the game to PSG, PSG are vulnerable. PSG have an okay midfield, right? They have some good elements, right? If you have Verratti playing and you have Idrissa Gana Gueye playing, you at least have power and you have, defensive resolve and you have all these things. But it's not like it's Real Madrid's three-piece, you cover everything that you could ever need in a midfield, right? They're going to be susceptible to being pressed. I would imagine that Nagelsmann going to tell them, listen, guys, we have really nothing to lose, right? We're just going to go out here. The club's been alive for 10 years or something like that. And what Nagelsmann has done for them has been pretty incredible. Without Werner, I think, again, that they'll struggle, but I would have said the same thing for Atletico. I think that if they can press PSG as PSG try to play out from the back, they could capitalize on them because it's not like PSG have the greatest defense in the world. But I would imagine if PSG starts to take over and Leipzig start to sit back, PSG are going to run away with it. The same way that they did against Dortmund. Dortmund is it was kind of a similar style, right? It's offense versus offense and whoever can dictate the game more. And PSG showed that they could do that. And then against Atalanta, it's like, okay, again, free-flowing football versus free-flowing football. You're going to have offense versus offense. I think it's more the same here, except Leipzig probably have the weakest offense, at least in terms of scoring without Werner, of any of the teams that they faced so far in the knockout rounds. And for that reason, I would say PSG are going to go through. You're going to see them in the finals for the first time. Will they win? I don't know. Let's check in. I'll have a video up for you guys before the Champions League that takes place next Sunday. Who do you think reaches the Champions League finals? Is it PSG's year? Is it Leipzig's year? Neither of them have ever reached this far in the competition before. Least of all, one of them is going to make this the final, which is incredible. And what we could actually have here is an all-German final or an all-French final. That'd be pretty incredible, right? Like, just in terms of for the game itself, how are we going to say, England after they were the semis for everything last year, right? Or at least the finals, rather, for Europa and for Champions League, and the Spain dominance, and all that's done. And this is like, people call the French league a farmers league, and the German league, I think, doesn't get enough respect. It's a really good quality league that, at the very least, produces some incredible talents who are ready-made for the next step up in leagues. But this is it, guys. PSG, RB Leipzig, semi-final. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. The Jersey Wall's back, baby. Let's take over.